Hello, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Abigail Barella with Sparkle and Shine Guidance, and in my Planetary Power, which is a 7-week program where we go from your sun to Saturn, from your crown to your root, and we really extract the power that we all can have access to from the planets into your life, and how to incorporate those powers in a positive way, in a spiritual way that is not a negative power. We have both spiritual power and we have material power, and neither of those are inherently bad, but we want to be mindful of how we use that power, right? So we want to extract that power so that you can shine brighter in your life. You can understand yourself and your drives and your needs and the lessons that you came here to learn. And this 7-week program helps do that. And one of the things that we are doing in the 7-week program was talking about the sun. And I did not add in the solar return. And so I thought I'd make this viewable for everyone. And I also included some PDFs below, just so you have to click the link below and you'll get the PDFs. But I really briefly just want to explain what a solar return is, how you can utilize it in your year, and more information. If you want to schedule a solar return reading with me, I have a link for that also below. And if it's your birthday month, I do $8 off of your solar return reading for the year, just to celebrate you and give you a little added bonus to getting that information. Okay, so let's talk about the solar return. So the solar return, what it is it's, okay, so let me start with what your birth chart is. Your birth chart is at the moment you took your first breath, the moment that you were born on planet Earth. We recorded that time, and that time set the houses of your chart, and the planets were all at a certain place, and that was all set in your chart. And the zodiac signs were all set in your chart, okay? And that is a snapshot of your soul when you were born. Now, the solar return is when the sun, just the sun, hits that same exact degree to the minute of your natal sun. And this is why it's confusing, because in the Gregorian calendar, it's not going to happen at the same moment that every year. It's not going to happen at the same moment that you took your first breath. It could be off by a day or two. So it's within the few days of your birthday. And if you're casting your solar return chart, you're going to want to make sure that you note your location where you're celebrating your birthday, where you'll be for those few days of your birthday. So you might take a trip to France. You're going to want to note that you're in France, because it's going to amplify that energy of the solar return reading for your year. You're going to get things from that birthday experience that are going to flavor your year. So that's what it is. It's when the sun hits the exact same moment. It casts a whole chart. It doesn't just show your sun. It's just showing you when your sun meets that same point, it's going to cast a whole chart. So things that we're going to want to take note of, or what we take note of based on the PDF that I provided that's free below. You just have to download it and on my website. So you get what your rising sign is for the year, which is your persona for the year, how people want to respond to you, and what energies you're supposed to play with that year, what you're supposed to present as that year. You might notice that, certain clothing speaks to you in a different way. Your style may be a little bit like veering a little bit, and that can have a lot to do with that persona that we're playing with based on whatever sign is at the rising that moment that the solar return happens, okay? So that's one of the things that we're going to look at. We're going to look at your moon. We're going to look at what sign and what house your moon is in. And then also what house your sun is in, because the house that your sun is in is going to show you where you're going to want to invest your conscious awareness. So it's not like the chart is making anything happen. It's just when you're aware of your chart, then you can know, oh, that's why I've been so interested in learning this year. Oh, that's why I've been wanting to take this class or wanting to learn certain things. So it can help you to activate that energy a little bit more and get more success from that activation. So that's your sun. The moon is going to show you, I didn't really tell you, but it's about like your emotional needs that year, where your emotional consciousness is going to be at. The other one that's interesting to look at is the nodes, which, are going to be what house they're in and where that's all happening. It's going to give you information about that as well. You're kind of where you're being asked to expand. And then your Mars, where you're being asked to have action and take care of your body, where your Venus is at, what kind of love experiences, giving and receiving, and also money. And then Mercury, where you're being asked to grow and expand in your communication that year. And then looking at how those form aspects to your natal. You can also do that. But overall, you're going to want to look at the aspects. You're going to want to look at those personal planets, the ones that are most fast moving, and what houses they're in. And that is your solar return chart. Now, how you can use that and, like I said, activate that is when you get your reading. So you can do your reading for yourself based on if you know enough about astrology and how to cast your own chart, or you can order a reading with me or another astrologer. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to think about and take some time before your reading, or if you're doing your own reading, take some time and think about what questions are coming up for you, where you want to have understanding and kind of like direction for the next year. Formulate a few questions, and then your chart is going to answer that. So it's really exciting, and it helps you to understand what evolution you're in for that solar year. And, you know, like for me, it always makes me feel like, oh, okay, that's why this is happening. Like, it's just activating that part of me. And that's the year that I'm supposed to be really like, you know, if it's Virgo, it's going to be like more service oriented, more maybe behind the scenes. And if it's, you know, Aquarius, then it's going to be maybe taking some space away from community so that you can be a leader towards the end of the year, or, you know, so it can give you some understanding about why certain things are coming up for you and help guide you in that way. So if you want to schedule that reading, you can do that below. Also, just hop on my website, make sure you're on my newsletter so that you get these free updates and also special offers. And that's just my website, abigailbarella.com. Thank you for tuning in, and have a beautiful day. If you like this, please give it a like, and you can always comment or share. Have a great day.